Hello, this is David Kozik, Chief Spiritual Officer and Senior Minister for the LoveMakers Foundation, a hybrid spiritual organization based on love and whose mission is to bring love to the world, and that's absolute love, and to also bring love to each and every one of you so that you may live a life of complete happiness, joy, and move forward on that path of love, which will not only make you happy, but enlighten you to all that is. Today's talk, we're down here in Huntington Beach, California. We're at Harriet Weeder Park. Behind me, we have it's dusk, and it's a very peaceful time. The waves are rolling down here about 600 yards from where I'm at, but the sun has just set, and it's a very time for healing, for meditation, for contemplation. And tonight I'm going to deliver for release tomorrow our second part of my love message, which is love, the real Jesus message. Because the real Jesus message is love, as I talked about last week. This week in part 2, I'm going to talk about some of the lessons Jesus tried to teach the world. And the reason these lessons are important is because once you take action that's based in love and on love, what happens is you will experience freedom. Freedom from the constraints of society and the material world, freedom from issues and problems, but it'll open up your heart to all that is. Jesus, and I'm going to talk about 3 things today that Jesus taught, and I'll read from my Bible. That's why I'm looking down. You'll know that I'm reading from the Bible. 3 things that Jesus taught to help you, help us open our hearts, our minds, our bodies and souls, our consciousnesses to love. The first one was, of course, kindness and compassion. Jesus was very adamant that when you follow him and his life, that he was trying to set an example for us. And regardless of the historical facts, it doesn't matter. The message of kindness and compassion has flowed through now here in 2023. The first thing I want to read is Jesus and Zechariah, because that was one of the ways Jesus showed to be kind. Jesus noticed Zechariah, and he wanted to spend the day with him. As a result, this upset several people who had a low opinion of the diminutive tax collector. However, Jesus knew better. He knew how loving through kindness would transform Zacharias' heart. And that's what it's all about. It's about transformation of your heart. So the teaching of the Bible is be kind. You know, if you look at the Buddha, be kind, be compassionate. Another biblical quote is found in John 11:32 through 36. It's about Lazarus. Jesus, even though he knew he was going to heal Lazarus, shared the grief with his sisters and friends, showing the kindness and compassion toward Lazarus. Of course, he did the healing. That, of course, is another way of giving love, is healing. And here at LoveMakers, of course, we do help you do self-healing. We use light energy. We use prayer. We use kindness and compassion for you. Because when you receive the compassion and the kindness from another human being, or if you give that kindness and compassion to another human being, something opens up in your heart and it flows towards the infinite. Also, really, one of the ultimate acts of kindness is the kindness of the Good Samaritan. In Luke 10, chapters 30 through 37, it, of course, tells a story of a Samaritan who was robbed and left for dead on the side of the road. And a priest and a Levite both passed the Samaritan, but a Jewish person stopped. Even though the Jews and the Samaritans were enemies, he stopped and he helped this troubled traveler. Again, it's about being kind. The reason for that story is to teach you to open up your heart to kindness and compassion. That connects you with God. That connects you with your highest self, whatever that is or whatever that is. So kindness is very, very important. The next one is love through service. Be very brief with this and just say, Jesus said, those who serve shall be great. If you look at history, through history, those who have served humanity are really the greatest, whether it's people who have served through government, through the religion, Mother Teresa, Martin Luther King, people who have served for a greater cause, leave behind marks of love, but it also enhances their lives too. I know when I'm teaching and I'm giving these love messages, my life is enhanced. While I'm trying to enhance your lives and give you love, my life is the one also being enhanced. My life is getting closer to God, to my highest self. Another story is when Jesus washes the feet of his disciples. He said, if then your Lord and teacher have washed your feet, you ought to wash one another's feet. John chapter 13. And again, that's the key. Serving others will take you to your highest self, to God, because it opens your heart to that. And then finally, loving through forgiveness. And I think this is a very simple story. When Jesus was nailed to a cross, Jesus said something like, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Talk about an act of forgiveness. And we've had talks on just forgiveness itself. But forgiveness is a way to open your heart and to find your highest self, to find your pathway to absolute love, isn't it? Because whether you're in service, whether you're living in kindness and giving kindness and compassion, whether you are simply forgiving someone, those three things will help you open your heart. And that's what Jesus' message was for you, to open your heart so that you can find heaven on earth and a consciousness that will last forevermore. Dear God, at this moment, I know, and we know, that love, absolute love, is the way to our highest selves. And we access that love, that infinite, that absolute love this moment. And know that this absolute love gives us the power, the courage, the confidence, the kindness, the compassion to live this life at our highest level now. We thank you for this love. We release this message to the world and to the universe as absolute truth. Know this to be true. So it is so. Amen. So go in love. Take Jesus' message. Be kind and compassionate. Learn to forgive and serve others. And you will find your heart opening to love, going towards absolute love, and you'll find your highest self. You'll find God. So remember, love is the way. Check out our love site, LoveMakers Foundation.com. And you're going to get a lot of great messages. And call us for spiritual counseling, spiritual prayer, for just receiving love, compassion, and kindness from myself and Deborah. We are here for you. Go in love, and again, remember, love is the way.